And here's some pictures from Lake George, New York, where they had the New York State Open. Great tournament. There's my cousin Mary and one of the chess players, Ed Small. He's from here, from Binghamton, New York, outside of Binghamton and Vestal. It's really cool. And there's one of the boats. It's at night, so it's a little dark, but it's a pretty cool place. Very, very beautiful, very peaceful at Lake George, New York. And there's a picture of me looking up. I was kind of goofing around there, looking up the dress of the Indian statue there. And so there's me. I'm on the right, of course. My cousin Mary. Here's, I'll get getting ready to parasail. Pretty cool stuff. Maybe I have the nerve someday. I'll try it. Ducks are all over the place in the lake. Pretty nice. Some more scenes during the day of the boats around the area. Just past the boats there is basically the main drag of Lake George. A lot of shops, a lot of restaurants, a lot of traffic. Really nice. And there's that guy that was parasailing. There he is in the air. And there's another picture of him there. And there he is when he's way up. Now it's funny, when I snapped the picture, I want to get some of the boats in the lake in the background. These two young girls with their kid. I was kidding with them. I said, "Oh, you're going to be on my YouTube channel." And one girl goes, "Oh no." So there's the picture after they walked away of the one of the dock areas in the lake. Pretty nice. And there's the carousel on the far end. They have a little kiddie, like a park thing, where they have, you see on the left there, the thing that goes up and down and drops. It's basically like the huge ones in the big amusement parks, but it's just for kids. They have a little bumper car set up, like bumper cars on water, a little miniature golf. It's pretty cool. It's basically a kids park, period. Here's a picture of me at one of the tables. I was at the Tiki Hotel on Canada Street in Lake George. There's a picture of me. Boy, I'll tell you, when you see a picture of yourself, you can tell how old you're getting. And there's me again. You'll see when I show the games on YouTube how well I did, good or bad. And there I am again playing. I'll tell you, it's tough for us old guys to try to concentrate playing chess, but we love to play, so. And there's the main playing hall in the Tiki Hotel. It's a lot bigger than it looks. It was a really great turnout on both sides. They have a stage on the right-hand side where the high-rated players sit a little bit above. And on the left's a long set of booths, which was kind of nice, because you got to sit by yourself, just you and your opponent in a booth, and it was pretty cool. And there's Steve there, the tournament organizer. He works for Bill Goitzberg and Continental Chess Association. They run a good tournament. And there's me on the left there, between the young kid and the guy with the white hair there. There's a little better picture. You can see me right next to the kid in the white shirt. And the hall, like I said, it was nice. A few years ago, they had it a different place in the Tiki. This is much better than they used to have it. And there's me again. That's my last round game. We're just getting ready to start. I'm adjusting my pieces. And there's some more of the players in the playing hall. Me again. Trying to win desperately. And there's the playing hall there. And there is the video and some of the pictures from my time at Lake George, New York for the New York State Open. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed the pictures. John Cordisco here. This is my round 4 game for the New York State Open 2016. Played up in Lake George, New York. And so far I've got, my first 2 games were wins. My round 3 game, as you saw, was pitiful. I maybe had a chance to draw it, but that was bad. So here I am, round 4 now. This is the second day. We played 3 rounds the first day. So this is fairly early in the morning. The game starts at 10 a.m., which is really early for chess. So I'm white. Gentleman by the name of Narayan, I believe his name is spelled, N-A-R-A-Y-A-N. And this is something I worked on for several weeks with 2 friends of mine, chess friends, John Cardinelli and Stan Lacombe, and my closed Sicilian. And I finally got the chance to use it, so I felt pretty good about that. He played c5, so we'll go through the closed Sicilian a little bit. Bishop g2 now. The computer likes knight f3. I really don't. I like bishop g2, e5, d3, and I'll show you why. Bishop e6, because I like to go f4 right away. And I want to go knight to f3 because it'll block that. It shows a tiny advantage for black at this point, but I really don't buy it. Bishop e7. Knight f3, f5. I wanted to go f5 right away. He moves the bishop back. So I'm feeling pretty good right now. I still have a chance to castle queenside for that matter, if I wanted to. Now, with that pawn at f5, this one can march up. So, knight to f3, he moves the queen over here, and I'm thinking, okay, I got the position I wanted. Kind of like a King's Indian reversed, where the king pawns are marching down the king side. I castled. Now, this is a move I was very surprised at, and that was a6. And I thought to myself, you know, this guy's got a provisional rating of like 1450, which is roughly just below mine, but I'm thinking it is provisional, so maybe he's better than he is. But I saw a6 and I shook my head, and I really don't understand. Now I decided to go h3. The computer didn't like that. It liked knight to d2. Don't know why, or excuse me, knight to d5, or knight to d2, or bishop g5. I liked h3. I thought, I'm telling him, the pawn storm is coming. My bishop's here. My knight can jump here at any moment. If this knight ever moves, hits the queen. This knight is here. These pawns are coming. I liked it. Knight c6 develops his last minor piece. And I go for it, g4. The computer didn't care for that, but I liked it. Because I think chess is a psychological game. And here we are on move 11, and my pawns are already storming down now. Can he castle queenside? I don't know, can he? We look at things like, where's this knight going to go? Over here? That's terrible. And the other thing is, too, once that knight moves and he castles, okay, this knight jumps in, this bishop isn't free, and this queen's got nowhere to go hardly. So I got a little bit of pressure on him, or so I thought. But basically the computer off screen shows it as an even game. Now I do have to say, I'm not going to say the result, of course, to the end. This is probably my favorite game to play in this tournament. h6, he's stopping the g4, so maybe, or g5, maybe I should have gone g5 first before I went h3. Either way, I moved the pawn anyway. Pawn takes, bishop takes. Yeah, I know, it's an open h-file on my king. I know all this stuff. I need to win this game in order to have any chance at any prize money at all, or be in the top 3. Knight d4. Took the computer move. I was surprised. Bishop takes. Bishop takes. And now knight to d5. And that's a beautiful square for that knight. That knight sits very, very well. I really don't want to take this bishop yet. Because once he does this, he opens up. These files are both open now. I really didn't want that. But his queen is entirely out of play now. Where's he going to go? d8? He has to go to a5. Now his queen is even more out of play on the king side than before. So I kicked the knight. Knight takes. And I made the right call. Rook takes. For a couple of reasons. Once later, I can bring my rook over here. This rook can go here and come down. There was a lot of good reasons why I did that. Bishop c6. He's going after that really, really good knight. And I thought to myself, you know what? Let's hit the queen. With tempo. C takes, queen to d8, but he went queen to d8 right away. That was the computer's choice, taking the pawn. And I really like this move, and it's not even one of the top 3 computer moves. Rook to b1 is in the computer moves, and that's a good move as well. You know, knight takes bishop, Queen takes, rook to g3. I decided to go queen to b3 right away. And he decides to take the knight, which he does. Interesting might have been pawn takes for me instead of queen to b3. Then after pawn takes, rook to g3, and that's what the computer wanted. But after I moved my queen to b3, bishop takes, queen takes, I like my queen in the center of the board there. I thought it fit well. Pawn takes. Tough call between queen takes b7 and c takes b4. I decided to take the pawn. Now, believe it or not, I thought I was sitting very well right now. I thought I was doing fine. It's over a point advantage for black right now. I'm not doing as well as I thought. I thought at minimum that I was okay. And that's, sometimes you get the, I should say delusion rather than illusion, that you're okay. He goes rook to b8. I take the other pawn. Now he thought for a while here. And when he made this move, he really sighed, because I think he thought the same thing I did, that I'm sitting pretty well. Now both of our bishops are out of play. His rook is out of play temporarily, and so is this one for now. So it's pretty close, but he went king to f8, and the computer didn't like that at all. It liked pawn takes, queen checks, king, queen takes, and that was my plan if he had taken, and start the run with that a-pawn. It'll take a while for him to get his bishop online. But after king to f8, it just shows simply pawn takes, rook takes, rook c1. That might have been a little better, because after rook takes, or excuse me, pawn takes, take that back, pawn takes, rook c1, I'm threatening check here. So I decided to go rook to b1, because my plan was, if pawn takes, rook takes, queen takes, I was going to take check, but now I can't. And that's why I miscued. So he takes the pawn, I take, queen takes, and now I've got to backtrack queen to c4. Now I'm disappointed. Now I think the game is basically drawn, even though it shows a 2/3 of pawn advantage for black. And I was just so disappointed, because I thought I was really doing well. Queen to b6, king h2. Queen c5. Queen takes, pawn takes. This pawn isn't really going anywhere, and now they're doubled, so I thought I was okay. Rook to f2 to stop the advance of the pawn, but he brings his bishop over to d8. So now I'm trying to get my bishop in the game. He plays rook h4, which I didn't see out of the blue at all, and the computer didn't like it at all. I thought it was an interesting move. Rook to h4, bishop d1, and now he goes here. And it shows the game is just about dead even. Rook takes, pawn takes, but I thought it was okay, because this bishop can't guard both of these pawns at the same time. I'm going to pick up one of them. King to g2, king to e7, and that's where I miscued. I messed up here. I allowed his king to get in to d6. I should have moved king to f3 right away to go after that pawn, just to get rid of it. But I decided to go here, and his king goes up, I move up, and now his king goes there. Interesting might have been bishop takes, c2, pawn. This is all computer generated, mind you. Why black doesn't queen, I don't know. To give you an idea what the computer was thinking. Obviously, that's the wrong way to go. It's just funny how they listed that line here. And after king to f3, the game's basically drawn. King e5. Now, at this point, he asked me for a draw. And I thought to myself, okay, I've got the passed A pawn. I can't lose this, I didn't think. So when there's only two results, either you win or you draw, you continue on. And I said, no, thank you, let's play on. So then I made one move. He made a move here, and then he asked me for a draw again. And I said no. So I moved my bishop back. He goes G5. Well, before he went G5, he asked me for a draw again. And he was an Indian guy. He's probably, I would say, mid-30s. Nice guy. And I just moved. When I took here, he says, I assume that means you don't want the draw. So now I'm getting a little irritated. F takes. And he asked for a draw again. And I said, listen, I got the point, okay? And I think he got a little miffed. Anyway, I played king take, G5, king F3, and it is dead drawn. I was looking for him to make a mistake, and he didn't. King over. As long as I go back and forth here, there's nothing any of us can do. And at that point, I agreed to a draw, because it is dead drawn. Top three moves on the computer are 0.00, dead drawn. I thought it was an interesting game. It's just one of those things where I thought I was much better than I really was. And maybe that's part of the problem with my game. I just don't evaluate positions like I should. So now, here we are, round 4, and I have 2.5 points. Now, my minimum goal is always 500. Being there's 5 rounds, I've reached my minimum goal. And I thought for sure I had a good position, and I was kind of kicking myself. But that's the way it goes. So that's my round 4 game from the New York State Open 2016 in Lake George, New York. Hope you enjoyed the pictures at the beginning of the video. It's a beautiful place. Maybe sometime if I ever go to this tournament again, they have it every year, the weekend before Memorial Day. Then I come up there a couple of days early before the tournament. Take the boat ride around the lake. Maybe spend some time trying to look around and see the beautiful, upstate New York's beautiful anyway. Too bad we're in New York State. If we weren't attached to New York City, this would be the perfect state. Anyway, folks, there it is. I hope you enjoyed the game. I want you all to remember, if you think chess is just a game, you're not playing it right. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.